Some gruesome history for you now. The world's first ever automobile fatality happened in Ireland back in 1869. When a woman named Mary Ward was thrown from her steam-powered vehicle and then run over by it. When the world's first gas-powered car death occurred in England just a few years later, the coroner said, and I quote, "This must never happen again." Imagine. According to a recent World Health Organization study, vehicle deaths have happened 25 million times since then. And the drivers of those unfortunate vehicles would probably tell you that it happened because they were unlucky. No. Here at the nation's greatest safety automotive school, we're in our 13th season, and we know that bad luck on the road can almost always be overcome with skill, which is why we're teaching and testing the lousiest motorists in the nation. Are they potentially lethal? Oh, yeah. In fact, one of them is Canada's worst driver. Six folks are still in the running to be named Canada's worst driver. And all of them have issues behind the wheel. Okay. That are a little deeper than just a lack of driving skill.
And this is why I have learned. I'm driving my daughter because this is what I can't do.
And that's where this woman comes in. Shamala Kiru is our therapist here at the Driver Rehabilitation Center.
It's when you start thinking about driving that you find yourself getting really upset.
Oh, yeah. I would do anything not to drive.
Melanie needs to drive. At home in Oromocto, New Brunswick,
Okay, go get in your seats.
Melanie is a single mother to 4 children, 2 of whom have special needs. But Melanie never drives her kids.
You need to start driving your own van and quit relying on other people.
And now she's worried that her young ones are developing the same driving phobias that she has.
I will do anything, just anything not to drive.
The most effective parenting strategy is modeling.
I know, and I know that.
I think one of the most important life skills that we want to model for our children is that there's tons of really difficult stuff in life.
Oh, yeah.
But the worst thing that we can do is avoid those things.
That's why I want to be here so bad, because I want my kids.
The next Canada's Worst Driver nominee avoided driving completely until he got his license just 3 years ago.
The hand with the 0, what the hell was that, Sean?
It's the crosswalk for pedestrians, you dip.
Oh.
This man avoided driving because, as a 13-year-old pedestrian, Shane was hit by a car.
I almost lost my leg, I almost lost my life. 2.5 years of physiotherapy just to be able to walk again.
Now, Shane himself is terrified of hitting a pedestrian, and thereby
being the cause of someone else having to live their life the way I have, because I had a life.
So what's the news story that we're writing with you?
You're giving me the faith that I need to know that I'm not going to kill somebody.
the next Canada's Worst Driver nominee
What if we die?
isn't afraid that she's going to kill someone.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't want to be here.
She's afraid that she will be killed. Brianna is a straight-A university student who expects excellence from herself at all times.
I'd like to be an incredible driver.
So what I want you to think about is that an average driver is a safe and skilled driver.
Okay, I can accept that. I can work toward that.
The next nominee needs to work towards cutting out excuses.
I'm left-eye dominant. When I'm trying to back up, half of my vision is blurred because I can't see because my glasses.
Travis just got his driver's license.
after having a learner's permit for 17 years.
Became almost reliant on making excuses. It's something that I don't like about myself and something I am attempting to change.
In Newfoundland,
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Ashley cries almost every time she drives.
I'm an ugly crier.
And in therapy, she's told to stop doing that.
I say this very respectfully. It's part of being an adult.
I know.
So are you ready to make that change now?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how I would do that, but maybe I'll learn.
Well, I think part of that is identifying that the tears are actually not helping you.
Right.
The next worst driver nominee
Very uncomfortable right now.
also wants to kickstart his adulthood.
I just want to go home. Where'd he come from?
Adam lives with his parents
Oh my God, my hands. Relax. I can't relax.
and is afraid to drive more than 5 minutes away from their house.
I came here because I wanted to get that experience, get that training, and learn so that I could leave here a man.
So that's the goal for you?
Yeah.
To leave here a man.
Exactly. Leave here confident and sure of myself and sure of my skills and less anxious behind the wheel.
I imagine that might translate into other parts of your life as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't have a lot of confidence when it comes to anything.
What else will be different?
Oh, my social life, definitely. I don't have a very existent, if at all existent, social life right now. And a lot of that has to do with driving.
The scales of justice! For centuries now, they have represented fairness and balance within the judiciary. Here at the Driver Rehabilitation Center, though, to achieve balance, you don't need fairness. You just need good pedal control. To see which... Yeah, now I can... To see, huh? See what I did there? To see which of Canada's worst drivers have good pedal control, it's time for our annual balance test that we call the Teeter-Totter. Actually, it's this way.
Ashley says that instead of applying constant pressure on the gas pedal when she drives,
I'm doing 100 and 100 and 100 and
Ashley's 10 minutes begins now. And her first miss is...
How do I know when I'm balancing?
Now.
No!
Ashley's friend Jillian says this is a lesson Ashley needs to learn.
Well, because she juts.
She does judge.
Oh, yeah, when she's driving, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God! This is not okay. First.
That's what I want. That's good pedal control right there.
Oh.
That's not so good.
Okay, try again. Try again.
I think we might have a winner.
Oh my God!
Ashley didn't cry today.
Pedal control.
It works.
Yeah.
When we come back,
Rick.
the rest of Canada's worst drivers have their pedal control tested.
Heavens to Murgatroyd.
Canada's worst drivers
Oh my God!
are being tested on their pedal control. And Shane, who drove with 2 feet on his first day here, is up next.
1 foot and 1 foot only. You're going back and forth from the brake to the gas.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So best case scenario, you're kind of able to feather it.
Oh.
No.
Shane's sister, Shanna, nominated him as Canada's worst driver.
How is his pedal control, Shanna?
Not great, but he's steadily improving.
It's tricky, but you're gonna get it.
No.
You got it. You can do it. You can do it. You got it! You passed!
Is that a smile?
I think that's the first time we've seen Shane smile.
Never seen that.
That's Cam Woolley, our legal expert here at the Rehab Center. Philippe Laterno is our resident high-speed driving instructor. And Tim Danter rounds out our crew as the head driving instructor. Along with Shamala, these guys watch every move the bad drivers make. At the end of each episode, they help me decide who should graduate and go home. At the end of our series, they'll help me determine who will get stuck with the unwanted title, Canada's Worst Driver.
Do you sometimes go weeks and weeks without smiling? Is that
Months
fair?
and years.
Yeah.
It's gone now.
No, it's not. It's there.
This is what rehabilitation is all about.
You did it!
You're making me feel feelings.
Melanie has terrible pedal control.
It's got a big sweet spot. There is. Did you hit the gas thing and it was the brake?
Yes.
I've seen people get crushed in parking lots like that.
You're still in drive. You got to put it in the right gear. That's really critical to passing this challenge, is knowing which gear you're in.
This is
Okay?
Yes.
Just keep going. Don't let off of the gas.
You good?
Don't let off of the gas.
Christina is Melanie's best friend.
You're doing it now. The slowest movement. And once you do this all the time, it will become second nature.
You did it.
To work on her pedal control at home, I want Melanie to just rev the engine while parked.
Just get used to holding revs.
Travis sometimes simultaneously hits both pedals.
Break.
Travis's wife, April, nominated him as Canada's Worst Driver.
How is his pedal control in general?
It's iffy.
When Travis gets flustered, he has a tough time remembering
So close.
what gear he's in.
I'm flustering myself. Center.
You have a little brain fart there about gears?
Yeah, I flustered myself a little bit.
Yeah.
2 minutes later,
There you go. That's what you want. Done.
Travis finally balances.
I got better at feathering the gas.
Adam goes back and forth just 3 times. Then,
There you go. You're moving. You're moving. You're moving. You're moving. Oh, I think you're done, sir.
Wait for it.
Pat is Adam's dad.
I did it!
Adam says he's experiencing
Confidence puberty.
Confidence puberty.
Don't ask.
perfectionist Brianna is the final driver.
So just crawl forward.
Ocho chocho.
Brianna's grandmother, Baba G, brought her to rehab.
Almost.
Okay. Heavens to Murgatroyd.
There's a 10-minute time limit for this challenge.
Oh, hello.
And Brianna has surpassed it.
Oh, so close. I thought you were there.
Yeah, I thought you were too.
You'll get it. Maybe.
It's starting to get dark out,
Okay.
but we're letting Brianna finish.
So, Brianna, would you say you have good pedal control?
Not at all, but I'm gonna do this.
I'm a jack-o'-lantern.
Brianna is the worst of the worst at pedal control.
I've never been good with pedal control.
When we come back, Canada's worst drivers learn to parallel park.
Give me your hat. Maybe it's the hat that's
Maybe.
being bad luck.
And now, it's time for a segment that we call If British Celebrity Chefs Taught Parallel Parking Lessons.
Parallel parking is a basic maneuver, you stupid donkey! You pull up beside the car you want to park behind, you turn the wheel, then you back the up, then you straighten the wheel, then you back the again, swing the front end in, and that's it! It's so easy, a monkey can do it, you stupid waste of skin!
Luckily, we have Tim Danter, and he's a little bit calmer. And he's broken parallel parking down into 5 easy steps.
Hi, Tim.
Adam, 5 steps to remember.
Okay.
Step 1 is to pull up beside the car about 1 meter away. And we stop when the back tires of our car is even with the back bumper of the vehicle beside us.
Okay.
Step 2 is we turn the wheels all the way towards the curb and we back in until we see the passenger's headlight in the driver's door mirror.
Okay, that makes sense.
While step 3 is we straighten the tires and we back in until we can swing the front end in. Step 4, turn away from the curb to swing the front end in. Step 5, put the car in drive, pull ahead, and straighten the wheels.
It's not rocket science, it's parallel parking. And by following Tim's simple 5-step method.
So remember, we're going to look for what where?
The passenger's headlight in this mirror.
The lousiest motorists in the nation are able to parallel park.
I did it.
Over and over again.
You want to give that another try?
Yeah.
All right.
For the parallel parking challenge, this is the space they must park in. And this is the car they must park. A customized 1971 Chevrolet Caprice.
Note the door handle. Doesn't exist.
Once I'm in position, I turn the wheel towards the curb and reverse.
And I look in this mirror until I see the passenger side headlight of the car I want to park in front of. And I see that now.
Step 3 is to back up straight
and reverse in until I'm able to swing the nose by. Where am I compared to that car?
For this challenge, our antique vehicle has been rigged with a modern-day backup camera.
Ooh, I'm getting close.
Once I pull forward, I am
properly parked.
To pass, drivers must end up less than 30 centimeters from the curb.
That, sir, is a success. Can Canada's worst drivers park a 1971 Chevy Caprice? They can if they follow Tim's steps. How do I get out of here? I don't understand custom car people without their damn handles.
Brianna does the first 2 steps correctly, which means it's time to swing the nose in.
When you do that, you should come as close to the car you're trying to park behind as possible. Has she done that? No. She's given herself about 1 meter's room.
Because of that, she runs out of room.
And I'm hitting the curb.
On attempts number 2, 3, 4, and 5, Brianna does the exact same thing.
What's step number 3? Say it out loud for me.
Go straight back until I have enough room to swing the hood in.
Correct. Listen to what you're saying, because you're saying the right words.
Am I going too far back?
9 times in a row, Brianna goes too far back.
Look. You're this far away. I'm getting in for your final one. Start swinging.
I trust you. You're kidding me. That's gonna work? What? Oh my God, I didn't hit it.
Of course not. Stop before you hit that. You don't even need to pull forward. You're done.
Now that she's parked, Brianna can skip on out of here.
I can't skip. I'm too old. Every skip I pee.
Melanie is also not honoring step number 3. It's deja vu all over again.
Say the step again.
Until it's just able to.
Until it's just able to.
Just able to.
Just able.
Sound too far?
Way too far.
Melanie fails to swing in soon enough 9 times in a row.
I'm coming in.
Once I'm in, Melanie does step 1 and 2 correctly. And she knows step 3 is to back up straight.
And look for the front, and so I just missed the...
Have you just missed it once?
No.
No. Every time you've gone 2 meters past it before you've swung in, right?
Okay.
When Melanie cuts it close, she parks perfectly.
Yeah, looks good.
Melanie can now parallel park.
That was kind of nerve-wracking, but I did it.
Ashley was clearly paying attention during Tim's lesson because...
What are you looking for in your mirror? Oh, right. The headlight.
On her second attempt at parallel parking, which is something she has never done at home, Ashley succeeds.
Oh my God, the lesson worked!
Ashley is not Canada's worst parker.
She did it perfect. Yeah.
Adam doesn't do it perfectly.
Is that the curb I'm hitting?
Like Melanie and Brianna before him, Adam recites the parallel parking steps verbatim.
I want to be about a meter away.
So are you a meter away from the car now?
I think I might be close.
You might be a little close, yeah? Maybe. Just a hair, perhaps.
But he fails 9 times in a row because he doesn't follow the steps literally until I beg him to.
Okay.
Give me your hat. Maybe it's the hat that's being bad luck.
There we go.
Adam has parallel parked at home, but...
not in one shot. I'd always have to... But now that I know the steps, it'll be no problem parallel parking.
Unbelievably, Shane also takes liberty with the steps. And Shane also fails 9 times in a row.
You gotta do the steps as taught, or it doesn't work. When do you start swinging in?
When I'm clear.
So start swinging in. I'm loving it. You follow the steps, you're able to parallel park. Now pull forward.
To remember later, Shane wisely writes down the instructions. Travis is no different than the rest of them. He knows that step number 1 is getting a meter away from the car he wants to park behind.
Would you say that's 1 meter?
But he's always much further out than that.
Don't make me slap you with this yardstick. I will wrap your knuckles. Follow the instructions exactly as you said them to me, literally, okay?
Yes.
And the results are predictable.
It's too late. I'm not going to make it.
Now let's do this and let's follow the instructions.
Once I put Travis in the proper starting position.
What's the next step?
Okay, the next step is to back up while turning into the curve.
Travis parks perfectly.
What the hell is up with that?
Travis is getting more out of rehab than I realized.
I have learned more about not only driving, but about myself in the past week than I have probably in the past 5 years, 10 years.
You've learned more about yourself?
Yes.
In 5 days than you have in 5 or 10 years?
Yes.
That's a heavy statement to say that you've learned more about yourself in 5 days than you had in 5 or 10 years.
It's true, though.
It's when you spend so long trying to cushion yourself and protect yourself from life, it can be a real awakening, especially since I've been probably doing it for 15, 20 years.
Wow. When we come back, it's our annual Swerve and Avoid Challenge.
Oh, I bet that one rattled your teeth. Yeah. Oh, man. I gotta find a new line of work. All this crashing is killing me. But, oh, good Lord. But it's not killing you, and that's the point. Consider this. Thanks to stringent safety laws that are enacted by the government and thousands of controlled crashes in laboratories just like this one, cars are safer than they've ever been before. What I mean by that is, over the last 2 decades, the number of car crashes has steadily increased. But the number of car deaths on our roads has steadily decreased. In 1996, there was 3,100 traffic deaths, and by 2015, just 1,858. That's like a 35% reduction or so. Here at Canada's Worst Driver, though, we want the number of road accidents to be 0, which is why we're about to teach the art of swerving and avoiding.
Hi, Brianna, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Nice to see you.
See you.
Ready for more training? Training?
I am.
Let's go.
This training is designed to teach Canada's worst drivers how to avoid an obstacle that appears seemingly out of nowhere.
Doing about 50 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, something jumps in front of us. Whoa.
Holy.
Because Shane was hit by a car as a 13-year-old, this scenario is his biggest fear.
We do not have time to brake.
Braking just before impact would result in skidding into the obstacle that suddenly appeared.
So you're gonna swerve, avoid, stabilize, and what I mean by stabilize, the steering needs to go back straight, and only then we're gonna brake, okay?
Drivers instinctively want to brake in this situation, but again, the only safe method is
to swerve hard, avoid, stabilize, and brake. We'll have to swerve, stabilize, and then brake.
Okay.
We gotta avoid, stabilize, and then brake.
When Canada's worst drivers try the maneuver,
Don't brake, just go.
one mistake happens repeatedly.
Why didn't you go through the opening?
I thought I did.
Drivers get their front wheels through the gap,
Left again.
but they hit with the side of the vehicle.
Go left. Stop. All right.
Yeah, I hit that time.
Do you know why?
The why was explained in a lesson I taught last episode. They're sideswiping the cone because rear wheels do not take the same route as front wheels.
If you turn a corner too tight, your front end will make it, but your back end might bump the curb.
Exactly.
I've done it too many times.
The first part was good, but as soon as you cleared the front end, you forgot that the rear end is there. So swerve first, make sure you clear everything, then straighten out. Let's try it again.
It takes a long while.
Darn it.
But eventually, all of Canada's worst drivers do learn how to avoid a suddenly appearing obstacle by swerving.
Swerve, stabilize, and then brake.
I didn't hit nothing.
Nice.
I didn't hit nothing at all.
For the Swerve and Avoid Challenge, drivers will come down this laneway at 70 kilometers an hour. Just before they're about to run out of room, an unlucky black cat will cross their path in either one of the 2 open lanes. It's the driver's job then to steer safely to the other lane.
I'll show you how it's done.
And of course, I'll be showing you how it's done in the same vehicle that Canada's worst drivers will be using for this challenge. Namely, our brand new Camaro.
Here I go. 70 kilometers an hour, which in this vehicle I know is easy to achieve. There's 60, there's 70 right there. Geez, and as I settle into 70, it suddenly seems slower. Where's the cat? Where's the cat? Where's the cat? There's the cat. Oh, it pops out with plenty of time.
Will Canada's worst drivers pass this test?
We're about to find out.
Adam, who wants to pretend that this is a police chase, is up first.
There she goes. Woo, it's not very exciting, but that's all we got on our low-budget Canadian TV show. Can Adam pull this off? I bet he can.
There's 70, there's 70. I'm holding it, I'm holding it, I'm holding it. Ah, shoot. Oh.
Oh. He was looking at the cat. The first steering input was towards the cat. You need to disconnect your eyes from the problem and then find a solution.
When the cat popped out, Adam looked at it, which made him steer towards it.
Ah, shoot. Ah, shoot. Ah, shoot.
We call this phenomenon target fixation.
I'm sorry.
Travis told me yesterday that in rehab, he's learned more about himself than he has in the last 10 years.
Consider he met his wife within those 10 years. He married his wife within those 10 years. Yet, what he's learned here is more important to him on his own emotional level. Will he do this?
70, baby!
Instead of 70, Travis speeds up to 80.
Didn't see anything.
I did.
How could he not have seen that cat?
He was just looking at the wall.
I didn't see anything.
It was on this side.
Travis stared so hard at the wall, he developed tunnel vision.
And I didn't see anything either direction.
What?
I didn't see anything either direction.
Brianna might be this episode's graduate.
I don't know if I'm quite ready to graduate, but I'm definitely getting there. I've made a lot of progress in the last little while.
You can always pass this challenge and then say, I want to stay in rehab.
I think that's what I'm gonna do, because I don't think I'm ready for the highways.
Oh, that's right. Your whole goal is to get onto the highway, hey?
Yep. I'm gonna get up to 70. That's the hardest part, I think. Let's do it. Come on, you're okay, you're okay. This is 70, and I'm maintaining 70. I think I'm a little bit fast, actually. And I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking. The cat is there. I'm swerving. I'm avoiding. I hit a little bit, but I didn't do too bad. I just didn't.
You were amazing, kiddo.
The only thing Brianna hit was an outside lane marker.
I know I didn't stabilize quick enough. That's what happened.
Smile.
I'm not used to it.
Smile.
Ah.
When we come back, the rest of Canada's worst drivers run the Swerve and Avoid Challenge.
No.
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 Ah, shoot. Canada's worst drivers are doing our annual Swerve and Avoid Challenge. And Shane is up next.
I just hope that they don't graduate me. Next ceremony.
I love you. You're not there yet.
Shane told me earlier today that he once went months without smiling. Months! Today he's already smiled twice. Will he smile one more time? If he passes this challenge, he will. Let's see. Come on, Shane. Come on, do it, do it, do it.
Shane's speed is perfect. His concentration is epic. And his steering is...
You did it! Woo!
perfect! Which is why now he's all smiles.
A smile! A smile. Your eyes are smiling too.
Melanie needs to be reminded to not look at the cat.
Because if you look at the cat, you're gonna hit it. Oh, where you want to go?
So not the cat.
No.
When that cat pops out, you are not going to look at it. Is that correct, Melanie? You're going to look for the space that's clear?
Yep.
Bring that confidence back. Come on, come on. No wallowing in despair.
I hate this. I really hate this.
Target fixation 101.
I'm shaking so bad.
When an obstacle suddenly appears on the road, look for a solution, not at the problem. Ashley will be the final driver.
Ashley, did you bring this fog with you from Newfoundland? It doesn't get foggy here.
Must have packed it in me suitcase, I suppose.
It's foggy, it's dusk. It's actually the conditions where, in Newfoundland, in the ghouls where Ashley lives, it's actually the conditions when moose would be on the road. This simulation could save her life.
I didn't look where I wanted to go.
Where'd you look?
Look at what that impact did to the Camaro's bumper.
As we say in Newfoundland, oh.
Look at that, bye.
Oh.
Look.
When we come back,
do you want to graduate?
The nominees declare whether or not they want to graduate.
I would still avoid highways if I was to graduate now.
It's time for the experts and me to chat with Canada's worst drivers before deciding who this episode's graduate will be. Starting with Shane, who is having a life-altering experience here in rehab.
Holy smiles a lot. Huh? Look, you almost want to smile now. You just can't remember how to do it. Look. Why, when you feel that smile coming on, do you suppress it?
Been so negative for so long, it just feels awkward.
Wow, okay. Did this type of talk come up during your guys' session?
Yeah, we certainly talked about sort of that victim perspective, right? And always being down on yourself and how that can be really negative and can lead to failure.
Yeah, if you go in expecting the worst, that's what's going to happen. And ever since I got hit by a car, I'm always expecting the worst.
That's 23 years of negativity that's just now beginning to change.
You know, I'm feeling pretty confident about the upcoming challenges, and who knows, maybe I'll be confident enough to better the rest of my life when I get out of here.
Do you want to graduate?
No, not yet.
Does anyone want to graduate?
No. I want to stay.
No. I mean, I still don't want to graduate.
There's still more for me to learn.
I think that I would still avoid highways if I was to graduate now, and I'd appreciate if I would be able to push past that here.
Who will graduate? Well, the experts have created a short list consisting of Adam, Brianna, and Shane.
That's not a very short list, guys. That's half the people here.
Philippe thinks Adam should graduate.
Really?
Yeah. I feel that out of the three, he's the one who's got a better understanding of what needs to be done out there.
I'm going to vote for Brianna.
I think it's important to graduate the best driver. And Brianna, I think, is hands down better than Adam.
I agree.
Cam?
She has not been on the highway. That's the issue. We know it. She knows it. I bet when she works with Tim, she'll be fine. But that's only a bet. I want to see it.
So let's propose this. Why don't you give her a 2 or 3 hour lesson right now on the highway? If she's ready and you're able to teach her enough, we'll graduate her. And if you come back with nothing, we'll either graduate Adam or we'll graduate no one.
I can leave right now?
Well, that's it for the 4th episode of Canada's Worst Driver, Season 13, which means it's time to name one more graduate. Except it's not quite time because, as you probably know, Brianna right now is out on the highway driving with Tim, so we'll just wait for her.
Shoulder check. Good.
Yeah.
Drift and ease over. Halfway over that line, cancel your signal.
I did it.
Of course you did it.
On the highway,
so when it's safe, do a right lane change.
Brianna practices dozens of lane changes.
So I'm looking in my mirrors and there's nobody there. I'm gonna put my signal on, do a shoulder check. I think I'm good. And I'm good.
After merging off the highway,
so get your braking down here, and then I shoot up.
Brianna merges back onto the highway. And off and on and off and on, a total of 4 times.
This is fun.
And now, Brianna feels fully rehabilitated.
What are you afraid of?
Nothing anymore.
That's what I want to hear.
Hey! Look at all happy Brianna. How's it going?
Fantastic!
Really?
Yeah!
It was good?
Yeah, it was fun. I wasn't expecting fun.
Aha! I have your license right here. Because Tim gave it to me, and you have nothing but my congratulations. Way to go. Congrats.
Before coming to rehab,
I'm just gonna go and hope I don't die?
Brianna was terrified of dying on the highway.
That's the highway. I can't do it. I'm not gonna go on the highway.
Brianna's fear was created by a car crash she experienced 3 years ago.
We got T-boned, and I was on the side that got hit. And one of my best friends was knocked unconscious, and I thought she died. Sorry. I missed out on 3 years of fun not going on the highway, you know?
In rehab,
turn your head without turning your upper body.
Brianna learned high-speed driving skills.
Straighten out.
Yeah.
And only then get on the brake.
Looking, I'm looking, I'm looking. The cat is there. I'm swerving.
You were amazing, kiddo.
And on the highway with Tim, she put those skills to use.
Mirror, mirror, signal. Nope, someone's coming over.
Well caught. Good for you.
Now the fear is gone, and Brianna is ready to enjoy life again.
Yes, this has made me great as driving, but this has brought back who I'm supposed to be.
Aww.
See you, Baba G. Bye-bye, my dear.
Love you.
Love you, too. Congratulations, Brianna. All of the nation's lousiest motorists will soon be hitting the highway with Tim. Which of them will do well? And which one of them will be named Canada's worst driver?
On the next episode of Canada's Worst Driver, the nominees are subjected to the longest reverse
in the world.
They show how wet behind the ears they really are on our annual water tank test. And once they learn how to do a stunt driving spin-out maneuver, someone does something we've never seen before.
I was worried that the bumper was going to fall off, but it's been pinned in place.
I can't skip. I'm too old. Every skip I pee.